Welcome back, everyone. Jewish communities across the U.S. continue to face terrorism. Why parents in the U.S. are losing sleep over their kids, and what's next after the Trump administration backpedals on a transgender bathroom guidance order. We've got a lot to talk about. Our top 4 and 4 countdown starts right now. First up, headline number 4, federal authorities are stepping up investigations at Department of Veterans Affairs hospitals due to a sharp increase in opioid theft, missing prescriptions, or unauthorized drug use by VA employees since 2009. That's according to government data obtained by the Associated Press. Doctors, nurses, or pharmacy staff at federal hospitals have been siphoning away controlled substances for their own use, or street sales, or drugs intended for patients just have disappeared. Aggravating the problem is that some VA hospitals have been lax in tracking drug supplies. Congressional auditors said spot checks found 4 VA hospitals skipped monthly inspections of drug stocks or missed other requirements. Investigators said that signals problems for the VA's entire network. Both the Inspector General's office and the Drug Enforcement Administration say they have increased scrutiny of drug thefts from the VA. Here's headline number 3. President Donald Trump is calling recent threats against Jewish community centers horrible and painful. Trump made the remarks Tuesday, calling the threats against Jewish community centers a, quote, very sad reminder of what still needs to be done. Earlier that day, the White House denounced hatred and hate-motivated violence without directly mentioning the recent threats against the centers or Jewish people. The FBI said it is joining with the Justice Department to investigate possible civil rights violations in connection with threats to Jewish centers across the country. At a St. Louis Jewish cemetery, more than 150 headstones were damaged earlier in the week. The cemetery posted on Facebook that 154 headstones were vandalized in the damage discovered on Monday. The Trump administration has lifted federal guidelines that said transgender students should be allowed to use public school bathrooms and locker rooms matching their chosen gender identity. The Wednesday decision is a reversal of an Obama-era directive issued in May. It will now be up to states and school districts to interpret whether federal sex discrimination law applies to gender identity. A letter sent to schools nationwide Wednesday by the Justice and Education Departments says the earlier directive caused confusion and lawsuits over how it should be applied. Well, the new letter says the guidance is lifted, but anti-bullying safeguards will not be affected. Although the Obama guidance was not legally binding, transgender rights advocates say it was necessary to protect students from discrimination. Opponents argued it was federal overreach. Now for headline number 1. Most parents don't need a study to tell them that they lose sleep worrying about their kids when they're young. But new research shows many older adults with grown children still feel the stress as well. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry. For the study, researchers examined data on 186 married couples who had 2 to 3 adult children. Parents were asked to rate the different types of support they offer their adult children. Types of support included companionship, emotional support, practical help, discussing daily events, advice, and financial assistance. The results showed that for husbands, the support that they provided their grown children was associated with poorer sleep. The husbands slept more when their wives reported providing support for the kids. No impact was seen on the women's sleep. However, for the women, higher stress about supporting their children did appear to impair their sleep. Stress levels over this issue did not appear to affect how much the husband slept. Overall, the study found that the giving of support itself affected the men, while stress over the support was what affected the women. And here's something else that's probably adding to that stress. Parents, for the first time in more than 130 years, Americans ages 18 to 34 are more likely to live with their parents than in any other living situation. That according to a new analysis by the Pew Research Center. Goodness. Well, you don't have to worry about losing any sleep over WCBI News Sunrise and our top 4. We've got you covered. We've got the latest news, weather, sports, headlines that everyone is talking about. We'll be right back with more after this.